Alright, this is video log 2 about the kidnapping of my girlfriend's daughter. I don't even remember what part this is. I believe it's part 7. Let's see, I just went over the court hearing and the statement that I put out on the internet. Now, that statement that I just read wasn't the original, because I remember inside on the original I wrote on there how I was filling my M16 magazines with tears streaming down my eyes and prepping my body armor. And if anybody can find the original of that, please, if you could send that to my YouTube account, or Sergeant Dyer 80 SGTDYER80 at yahoo.com. So I no longer have a copy of that. Alright, so these were all actions that happened on October 13th. So we were refused the due process that we should have if they're trying to take anything that's ours, especially a child. We were told if we brought in our evidence that the child would automatically be taken, and I had written this thing up on the internet talking about basically how I was fed up that they could attack my family like this. Now, at this time nothing had been signed. She agreed to sign paperwork saying that I would never be around the child again, and they would allow her to leave the courtroom with her child that day. Now, she didn't sign anything. We got home and we decided that, you know, this isn't right. We have to fight this. We can't just let them get away with this. So we thought, how do we fight them and alleviate the risk that they may honestly even believe that there is? And we came up with the idea, the plan, that we send her daughter to my sister's. And my sister loves her to death. She loves my sister. My sister is an amazing person. Better parent than I am, that's for sure. And so we send her to Tennessee to be with my sister while we are going to stay here, and we're going to fight them because what they're doing is wrong. And we are red-blooded Americans that believe in standing up for what we believe in, and not just letting them roll over us, which is what they want you to do. Just let them roll over you and they'll leave you alone. Admit to doing things, go to prison, do what we want, and we'll leave you alone. And that's not the way we roll. So on the 18th of October, which was 5 days after this court hearing, my sister drove down from Tennessee, picked her up, and drove back with her. And actually on the 15th, let me back up a little bit. 2 days after this court hearing, I called the sheriff. And I told the sheriff, hey, Wayne McKinney's our sheriff here. Hey, Wayne, I told you I'd be open and honest with you. You know, I don't want you thinking I'm a threat or anything around here. Here's the deal. There is possibly an emergency protective order that's going to come down, and they're going to ask you to come and steal my child. When they do, I ask, all that you do is give me a call. Let me know that you're coming and we'll work something out. But I guarantee you, you do not want to come here and take my child, because I will defend my family. He says, well, you know, there's nothing come down. We haven't heard any orders, but, you know, thank you for keeping an open line of communication. How are you doing? We talked for a while, and that was it. Now, moving forward to the 18th, my sister came down, got her daughter, and we didn't tell anybody that her daughter was going to Tennessee, because we wanted them to think that she was here so that we could legally fight them and they wouldn't go behind our back and steal her and kidnap her somewhere else. So my sister got her on the 18th. Hours after my sister got her, probably 6 hours after my sister got her, the sheriff calls and he says, hey, listen, I just got a protective order across my desk, and it's for your girlfriend's daughter, and what I'm needing you to do, I need you to bring her down here to the office and turn her over to us. I said, Wayne, I'm sorry, you know that I can't do that. And he says, it's really important, I need you to do that. I said, no, it's not going to happen, I'm not doing it. He said, alright, well, I'm going to have to grab some deputies, and I'll be out there in a few hours. And I said, if you think that you're going to come out here and get her without a fight, it's not going to happen. He said, well, I'm going to be out there in a few hours. with a few deputies, and we're going to get her. And I said, all right, Wayne, I will meet you on the battlefield. And he says, whoa, whoa, what are you talking about? You're going to meet me on the battlefield? I said, well, if you're going to come here armed, point weapons at my family, and think you're going to kidnap a member of my family, I'll meet you on the battlefield. He says, oh, easy, easy, take it easy. Listen, you just calm down a little bit, relax, and I'll call you back in a couple hours. So he calls me back, I want to say an hour or two after that, and he's on his cell phone now, not a recorded line. And he says, you know, what's going on? You know, how's things going? How you feeling now? Do you feel any better now? Is everything all right? I said, no, it's not all right. You know, you're going to come out here and break up my family and assault me. And no, I'm not okay with that at all. And he says, okay, well, listen, there's not a protective order. There's no protective order. You know, I've just heard rumor around the office that there might be. So, you know, just relax. Nobody's coming out there. No big deal. Okay. It was very suspicious to me, but okay. So I kind of stand down and relax a little bit. Now, the next day, on the 19th, I believe it was, let's see here. Yeah, oh, and that day I made the call to different groups around the United States, and they were starting to move in. And after I got the call that there wasn't a protective order, we kind of stood down on that. Now the 19th, this is when things get real interesting. Let's see. Okay, I think I have time to tell about a little bit of this. On the 19th, I get a call from a contact of mine that says that he overheard in the courthouse, they were talking about having a task force together and talking about how to deal with Mr. Dyer with the least amount of bloodshed possible. I kind of freak out a little bit about this, and I call a contact at the Sheriff's Department. Now, this person at the Sheriff's Department is a deputy down there, and he tells me that, yeah, there is a task force down there, and he's not a part of it, and they're across the building, and they're deciding how to best deal with me without bloodshed. He says he wants me to just turn myself in, and that they don't want to he mentioned Ruby Ridge and Waco. He don't want to turn this into another Ruby Ridge, and he's a Marine, and if he comes out here, we're going to have to fight each other. He says that this is all a bunch of political bullshit, but in the end, he and I are going to be the ones killing each other, and that he doesn't want that, and he mentions Ruby Ridge. And so I'm like, wow. I get off the phone with him. There's no warrants for my arrest. I don't know what's going on. I skip town. I got a call shortly after that from a contact of mine in Lawton who said the FBI just contacted them and they were looking for me. And then I got a call from a contact of mine in Tulsa, and the State Trooper Terrorist Task Force Division was looking for me. And they asked him how they could deal with me best with the least amount of bloodshed possible. He told them, leave him alone. So the 19th, we take off. I actually went to my contact in Lawton. I figured that the FBI was over there. They're not going to be looking for me there. So we stayed in Lawton, and that was the 19th. We stayed there the 20th. Now I can't remember if it was the 20th or the 21st. For the sake of this, I'm going to say it was the afternoon of the 20th. So all 19th, I'm calling the FBI, asking what's going on. I'm calling the deputies, finding out what's going on. You know, I don't want somebody coming over, killing me and my girlfriend. So we're out. I'm not trying to be on the run. I'm on the phone with them all day these days. I will end this here and come back. Still, this gets kind of interesting. And we'll be back in the next video.